Good morning, everybody. It's Tom Christie back in the carving shop, and this will be the final session in this series that I put together to carve a pair of Redhead decoys. And this morning, before starting filming, I invested some more time in sanding the bodies like I said I would, so you don't have to watch that. Just know that there's quite a bit of sanding involved. Today, in this session, we'll get the heads mounted. We'll get the neck joint taken care of, get the bird sealed up, primed, and finished up. And that'll complete this carving series. I hope it's been helpful. And if it has been, please hit the subscribe button. That helps me out. It's free. I want to keep it that way. And I've enjoyed all the feedback, the support for my channel. It motivates me to keep going. So let's get started on session 5 of the Redheads. All right, I've got some DEVCON 5-minute 2-part epoxy mixed up. I'm gonna put that in place. If these were going to be working birds, taking a lot of abuse in the field, I'd probably use a dowel to affix the heads, but that's really not necessary in this case. This will be plenty strong with the epoxy, especially with these heads nestled down in the bodies. There'll be plenty of strength. So I've got the position marked, the center line marked, and I'm just going to rock that head back and forth until I get a good glue joint. Wipe off a little of the excess. So I don't have to carve that off later. The same thing on the drake. Hopefully I don't put you to sleep watching glue dry, but this is epoxy, so that should be different. I like to apply the epoxy to both surfaces, just make sure there's no air gaps as we set the heads, and gets the kind of the maximum bond between the two pieces of wood. So again, I'm going to rock that back and forth, kind of let the glue or the epoxy take its place. Do a quick check from the front. Drake looks good. Just a quick check from the front. I turned the head on the hen just a slight bit to make it nice and level. And a little more turn looks good. Okay, we'll let that set, and then we'll fill these neck joints in the next step. All right, I've got some car groom body filler, and I'm using that to mix the two parts. I'm gonna try to go light on the hardener to give me a little more working time, especially in the summer months. This sets up pretty quick, and I need a little working time to get this spread evenly around the neck joint. I've been impressed with the way this material feathers out afterwards, and so I've been using it recently. I've got a little piece of plastic that I cut out of just a plastic container, and you can cut it to size and really get in and press this material into the neck joint all the way around. It's pretty tight back here, and that's a good thing. So I'm pressing that in so we fill that cavity. So I'm going to use a little paintbrush handle to really get some more material rolled into that joint there. Okay, that looks pretty good. We'll do the drake next. Drake should be a little easier because the neck is higher. There's more clearance under the throat here to get in and push material in. Famous last words, but I think that'll work pretty good. Push it in first, make sure you have good contact and there are no, gaps that are going to open up when you start smoothing things out. Again, this neck joint is pretty tight to the cape. That's a good thing, the way I carved it, because there won't be much filler back there at all. Once that material sets, then I like to go in with a kind of a cone-shaped burr. And the burr I use so it doesn't load up with this body filler material like a ruby bit would. So I'm just barely touching the surface with this burr and removing the high spots. And you can kind of pay attention to the color. It gets paler as you've hit the body filler surface, so you can kind of see where you've been and where you need to go. So I'll just speed through this. I'm going to take that around the entire head and very lightly remove any rough material, smooth things out, blend it into the body, and then we'll do some hand sanding to finish it. Just speed the video up here so we can watch more of this process. It's pretty repetitive. The cone gives you the chance to get into that neck joint and also get these different angles. And it's narrow enough to reach under the bill as well. So it's a good tool for this purpose. I'll skip ahead a little bit here. So I've kind of gone around the entire neck joint at this point. I'll give you a look at that. Now I'm going to use some 80 grit sandpaper and just roll that up and go at this to smooth out all the little burr marks and blend that into the surrounding area and just smooth everything up. This will take some time, so I won't show any more video, but I'm just going to go around the entire head. All right, the hen's looking pretty good. I use a paintbrush just to get the dust out of the way and make sure I've got everything smoothed out. So we'll do the drake neck, same process, same tools, and we can skip through a lot of this just to repeat. Just a very light touch. And now I'll just finish that by going around the head completely. Just a quick shot of the birds after the neck joints have been sanded. And now we need to finish the bottoms, get them branded and sealed up. I just used a belt sander. It makes quick work of the bottom and just smooths everything out. Tupelo is relatively soft, so going back and forth a few passes. just a few remaining marks under there, so I'll finish that off. Good to go. Same thing with the other bird. Get the decoys branded. I'm going to give each bird about 4 good coats of deft semi-gloss wood finish and let that soak in between coats and dry. Just doing a quick primer coat. All right, I've got the decoys primed. Just a quick look at 360 look at each decoy. It's going to make a nice looking pair once it's all painted. I like the attitude on both birds. All right, well that completes our Redhead Pair series. So we've got the drake and the hen all primed and ready to paint. I hope this carving series has been helpful to you or will be helpful to you if you want to tackle redheads in the future. You can refer back to these. These will be resident on my YouTube channel as long as YouTube is a channel. So I do plan to put a painting video together for the redhead hen. I don't currently have a redhead hen full-blown 50-minute painting video on my website. Those will be for sale over there because they take quite a bit of effort to put together. I do have one for a drake redhead if you want to check that out, along with about 16 other painting videos. That's tomchristyart.com. Those are for sale. These are free, and I'll circle back and show you some completed pictures of the pair after I get them painted, just for your reference. Until next time, Tom Christie signing out. Good carving to you.